Or from some source. Yeah.
Along the position Syria and Israel meet on the far eastern end of the top border, and that's a flare that's up in the air. And as he pulls out, you'll see the city of Kiryat Shmona, which is near the eastern border as well. The Israeli military lighting up areas there for night activities. Ambassador Mark Ginsburg, how good are they at night?
They're pretty good at night because when you're standing at that ridge shaft, where I've stood so many years and so often, that flare probably went up right where Kibbutz Menara and Kibbutz Nizgavam are, because on the other side of that ridge is the valley where most of those immediate Hezbollah towns are that are the subject now of that Israeli incursion, at least in that particular sector facing the Litani River Basin.
Yeah, I would say that those are hundreds and hundreds of feet into the air, and they are lighting up the night sky over that part of the country. I'm assuming that they're going to need to take that entire ridge. I mean, if you just take the area directly north of, let's say, Avivim, which is right in the center of that maybe 50-mile long border, all you've done is carve a little sliver in there, and long term it doesn't do much good, does it? It creates a target for Hezbollah.
Well, not only that, Shep, but as you saw where that flare went, where the sector of that Syrian border meets the Lebanese and Israeli border, right at the edge of the Golan Heights, that area where the Syrians actually have control can be a resupply route for the Hezbollah. The Israelis not only have to worry about taking that area north of Avivim, they also have to worry about whether or not they are choking off the ability of the Syrians to resupply Hezbollah through that sector, which has been the traditional resupply route, in addition to the resupply route through the Bekaa Valley.
Yeah, it seems that along the way here, there's going to have to be some give and take. And I wonder if the farms might become part of it. An area of a few hundred acres that once belonged to Syria, that Israel took in the '67 war, that really would sort of fit geographically in with Lebanon. And if you give away those farms, might that be a possibility? I mean, it's been talked about.
Well, in the end, Hezbollah has always claimed...
Farms.
Yeah, the Shabbat farms. The Hezbollah leader Nasrallah has claimed that notwithstanding the United Nations granting legitimacy over Israel's withdrawal from Lebanon, he's claimed that the Shabbat farms really belong to Lebanon. Now, the United Nations rejects that. At the same time, he continued, just a few weeks ago, before the abduction of those two soldiers, there was a huge amount of artillery dueling going on in the Shabbat farms area, Shep. Literally just 2 weeks, when I was literally in Israel, just 2 weeks ago, that sector saw the heaviest fighting between Israel and Hezbollah until this latest incursion.
How much danger is there, Ambassador Ginsburg, that this thing expands beyond this area of the world, that, say, Syria or Iran becomes involved in some other neighbors?
Well, there's always that danger, and let me at least reduce it to its most simple terms. Nasrallah and Iran cannot afford to be seen as militarily losing this fight. If they do, they will wind up putting back their entire political agenda in that region. That's why, in some respects, Nasrallah's only card to play here is a ceasefire based on a prisoner exchange,